Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching my presentation. With the sudden closure of the library's physical spaces 2 years ago and the reduced access to its systems, British Library staff had to swiftly transition to or otherwise accelerate new ways of working. In this presentation, I will focus on how this transformation was experienced from the perspective of the library's digital research team, how we changed the way we work, what changes we have encouraged and witnessed, and what practices we would like to retain for the future. I will also consider RLUK's COVID-19 and the Digital Shift in Action report and look into how our experiences resonate with the report's findings. One of our main areas of work is our digital scholarship training program, a program for BL staff to develop the necessary skills and knowledge to support emerging areas of scholarship. We run different types of events, including courses, workshops, talks, and a reading group. And you can see some areas of training on the slide. With the change to working from home, we transitioned the delivery of our training events from on-site to fully online delivery. We started recording courses and talks so that members of staff could watch later if they could not attend. This transition took place very early in the pandemic, with the first online training event on offer on 17th of March 2020. Our quick transition to providing online training, the fact that many staff members could not do their regular tasks, and the library encouraging staff to develop their skills all contributed to a growth in attendance. This table shows a growing number of both training events that we offered, so the first line, and number of people who attended our courses, the second line. You can see how we managed to provide more training opportunities with the transition to online delivery, from 39 events to 59 events. You can see that between 2018 and 2021, the number of attendees have almost doubled from 819 to 1,552 people. At the same time, this has become less costly for us, saving on expenses of travel and subsistence. This graph shows on the x-axis the types of training events. Hack and Yaks are workshops, and then there's courses and lectures. The y-axis shows the average number of attendees per training event. The purple line, the top line, represents the first pandemic year, 2020-2021. You can see that the average number of people attending different types of training events have increased from previous years. So on average, we had 18 people per workshop, 21 people per course, and 42 people per lecture. Our training program has been well subscribed and more people could attend our events. This is thanks to staff members needing more positive distractions, a library-wide emphasis on learning and personal development, and there's no need to cap number of attendees as before, so there's no room capacity limitation. Thanks to the recordings, our training offer is available for staff to use after the training takes place. In terms of benefits, we can deliver more events more easily. We can now invite speakers from abroad, so there's better exposure for staff to global work. Staff members learn and develop themselves in different areas of digital scholarship, and as a result, members of staff make our digital collections more accessible online, which is good for the users. Post-pandemic, it's unlikely that we'll go back to fully on-site delivery. We know that many staff members would like to have the option of on-site or online delivery. We will plan a mixed delivery of our training. For example, if the training event involves more listening than doing, then online delivery is probably better. And being able to record talks is a game changer, and we plan on continuing to do that. Looking into how the changes we've introduced to our training program fit within RLUK's COVID-19 and the Digital Shift in Action report, in terms of skills and training, members worked to upskill colleagues around digital platforms and processes during lockdown. And there's a need to continue to develop the digital skills and competencies of staff. This reflects our experiences and our aims too. In terms of pedagogical change, the shift to online learning and the dependence on e-content led to pedagogical changes, and these may have medium and long-term implications. This is very true for us. We have completely transformed the way we teach, and staff have changed the way they learn. In terms of physical and digital spaces, members plan to adopt a hybrid and mixed model of digital and physical services our plans for post-pandemic training program definitely reflects this. Moving on to digital collections. At the beginning of the pandemic, library users and staff members lost access to the physical collection. With the lack of access, attention was naturally turned to our digital collections, which became the only source of content for the library to create engaging online content, to promote materials to researchers, and to provide access to its collections. British Library colleagues used and communicated digital collections during this time, and as a result, my team had an increased number of guest blog posts on the digital scholarship blog. So about 2/3 of our posts in 2020 to 2021 were guest posts. We saw a story map created by Jenny Norton-Wright, an Arabic scientific manuscript curator from the British Library Qatar Foundation Partnership Project. Jenny took a digitized musical compendium that she catalogued. She noticed that the colophon had a lot of information about places and dates, showing that it was created during a journey taken by the imperial court in 1663. To visualize this journey and tell the story of this manuscript, Jenny used a platform called StoryMap. This was an engaging way to showcase a collection item online. Last year, one of our workshops was based around the topic of making interactive online exhibits and teaching resources with IIIF manifests by exploring a platform called Exhibit. It was created by Nimusin for the University of St. Andrews, and it allows people to build online exhibits. Several curators and other staff members use this IIIF-powered tool to showcase collection items. For example, this exhibit on Japanese design books, about 80 of those were recently digitized, and the library is making them available online in IIIF. The collection comprises of items ranging from practical manuals and pattern books produced by textile manufacturers and merchants to lavish design books. Sarah Hale, formerly from our Heritage Made Digital program, chose the items for her exhibit based on a blog post by collection curator Hamish Todd. You can see how the exhibit interface looks like. Clicking the arrow leads you to another image, and you can see information next to the different pages or areas within the pages. Many interactions with digital collections came from the British Library Qatar Foundation Partnership Project. This project has been running what they called imaging hack days, days set aside for the imaging team to use their creative and technical skills to hack the material in the digitized collection. You can see some examples of mini digital projects by Qatar team members as a result of these hack days, but also outside of their scope. These were then posted on the Digital Scholarship blog to engage with our online audiences. For example, Hannah Nagel created a guide on how to make collages using the BL Flickr images. Another area in which we've seen an increased engagement during the pandemic is our crowdsourcing projects. Projects became even more popular, especially early in the pandemic, when some people could not perform the usual duties or go out and needed something positive to do. BL colleagues have witnessed a very high demand and were busy with marketing and press to communicate promptly with online audiences. We received many positive comments and feedback about how participating and contributing to projects have helped raise the morale in difficult times. One of our crowdsourcing projects was inspired by a Wikisource project taking place at the National Library of Scotland, working with Scottish chapbooks. Wikisource is a digital library for out-of-copyright books that can be viewed online and downloaded for free. It displays book transcriptions side by side with page images. Digital curator Tom Derrick helped set up a Bengali Wikisource project, which included 2 proofreading competitions for digitized and OCR Bengali books as part of the 2 Centuries of Indian Print project. As the NLS project, this initiative also used Wikisource's crowdsourcing functionality that enables users to correct the OCR. Tom ran 2 competitions in collaboration with the West Bengal Wikimedian user group, which saw volunteer users of Bengali Wikisource fully proofread thousands of pages. Looking into how we work with digital collections fit within RLUK's COVID-19 and the Digital Shift in Action report, In terms of scholarship and collections, the report says members worked to enhance the quantity and visibility of the digital collections, enabling their inclusion within online teaching and research, whilst further enhancing their widening participation and community engagement activities during lockdown. This resonates perfectly with our activities and their outcomes. In terms of physical and digital spaces, perception of the library, there's an opportunity to challenge and recast perceptions of the library through the promotion and diversification of its digital services and collections. We hope that we've been encouraging in achieving that change in perception. And moving forward, that libraries should enhance their advocacy of the digital collections, services, and skills, and use the recent experience of lockdown as evidence of these and their need for continued development. We couldn't agree more. The pandemic has been catalyzing the digital shift, and this can be seen in the way staff members have been engaging with digital collections using online tools and platforms, and in the way our users have shown demand and interest in our digital collections. Thank you for your attention, and do keep in touch.